everybody, it's Joy with joyslife.com, and today I wanted to take a look again at the Creative Friend cartridge, but really at the Universal Overlay. We're just going to use the Creative Friend cartridge to show us how to use this new Universal Overlay. It looks a little confusing, but it's really not. I think you're going to like it, and it's what we're going to see from now going forward with these new small box Cricut cartridges. Okay, let's get started. I'll go ahead and take this out of the package, and then we'll get a good look at it and figure out how it works. If you saw my video the other day, then you've already seen the Creative Friend cartridge, and you know how small that little box is and everything. Well, we made a barbecue man the other day, but today we're going to use this little vampire because it's almost, well, it's not almost Halloween, but it's creeping up on us pretty soon. So we'll use this just for demonstration purposes. This is the Universal Overlay, as you saw a second ago, and now we're going to use the vampire guy here to try to understand how the overlay works. I'll zoom in and we'll take a look. Let's say the first thing that we want to make is our vampire's body. We're going to do this little black outline here. It says S plus 45. So what does that mean? Well, the red S that you see is always going to stand for shift. And if we turn it sideways, you can see a tiny little overlay right here and a highlighted S. So that is the shift that you'll see on this overlay. So here we are right here. Now I know it's not red on here, but that's where it always is. So you've got your shift, and then it said, let's see, what did it say? 45. And why does it say that? Well, let's move this book out of the way so we can see better. It says that because each row on a Cricut overlay has 10 little buttons on it. And it's always been that way. So no matter what machine you have, you're familiar with seeing this. It just wasn't numbered 1 through 50. So with each row, you've got 10, and then all the way to 20, 30, 40, and then there we are at 50. So if you need S45, you would press Shift, doot, okay? And then you're going to come over to 45. And then you would press enter and cut and all that stuff, or whatever we need to do to get it cut. And then you would have the body of your vampire. Alright, another neat thing about the cartridge is this. If you're curious, you know, well, what number am I really working with, or what button am I mostly using on this cartridge on this particular page? It's highlighted right here. You see that 45? So now you know that all of these little things you've got here have that in common, which is very nice. So if you only press the 45, no shift, okay, you're just going to get that little body right there, his skin. If you press F1, here we are right here, the F1, plus the 45, you'll get his hair. And so on and so on. So it is a lot like the other cartridges. It's different in the way that it looks, but it still operates the same way. Let's get a confusing one. Here's S plus F6 plus 45. Alright, so that's shift again. You remember that because shift is red, and that one's red. So we're going to do shift, and then F6, F6, and then 45. And we know where 45 is, even without finding it on here, by going down to the 4th row. So that's 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, that'd be the 5th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 5. Okay, and then there we are at 45. Or you can just look for 45. That might be a lot easier. That's it. It's very simple. We've still got the backspace, reset, you know, set cut area, unload the mat, load the mat, all that is the same. Well, here we are with my Cricut Expression 2. And as you can see with the Cricut Expression 2, you got your whole overlay on the screen. So you don't even need this. However, it still works using this if you're using one of the new small box, ta-da, Cricut cartridges like that. So I've got my Creative Friend cartridge right back here, and this is what it brings up. Let's zoom in and take a look at the digital Universal Overlay. As you can see, the digital Universal Overlay looks just the same, except you can already see the images on the screen instead of the numbers. So we remember for sure that just like before, we've got 1 through 10 here, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, 1 through 30, 40, and 50. So that operates exactly the same. You've got your F1, F2, and all those things on there. Well, let's see if we can make our image come up if we press everything we're supposed to press. Let's try Well, we'll do his body like we started off with. So we would hit Shift and then the 45. All right, so Shift, there we are. And then 45, remember, it actually starts with row 0. Okay, so consider it like that instead of, you know, normally I would consider the first row row 1, but in the case of the overlay, it's row 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then we're going to count over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's his body. All right, just to be sure that we're getting the right guy, why don't we do his hair? Because we know that only the vampire is going to have this crazy little hair, like little penguin hair. Okay, so F1 plus 45. We'll do that. Take your Shift off, okay, because we don't need that anymore. It didn't say S. So F1 plus 45. So now we know that one's at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Penguin hair, otherwise known as Dracula hair. All right, so that's the right thing, and then we can go ahead and see it on the mat. Yay, worked out. Awesome. So that's exactly how the mat works. Here, we can run through each one of the things. There's F2, and you could see all the clothes and all those pieces. Let's go to F3 and see what we find. So F3, more pieces and parts. We got like a little tennis racket and stuff like that, all kinds of things. So F4, more pieces and parts. F5, words. F6, just some of the outlines. Now if you hit Shift, you're going to see some of the outlines and different other pieces and things. And we're just going backwards. Oh, look at that horse head. That's pretty funny. Oops, I hit the flower. Horse head. That's cute. Okay, F3, F2, and F1. Okay, now remember that's the outline. We have Shift on, so we can just take Shift off, and you're back to all the hair. There's our vampire hair again, and remember that's button 45. So just like with the overlay, let me get that out real quick. See how that lines up? There is your first, let me kind of scoot that over. We can't see all of the numbers, but you know that goes through 10. So there's F1 and F2, just like you have here. And then all the numbers that go across, you don't see on the Cricut Expression 2. With this digital mat, you see the images that are actually there. But it still operates the same way. So you'll still press the Shift for the things you need Shift for, and so on and so forth. So that's how your little book will work. There we are with, let's get back to that page. Okay, so like Shift F2 45 will get you the clothes. Let's do that. So we've got Shift already on. I'll switch it to F2. And then we'll hit 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are with the clothes. Okay, and that's everything. Well, I hope that that helps you understand the universal overlay a bit more. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope I went over everything. It's pretty interesting, a neat way of having it. Remember, again, that the new cartridges that are these small box cartridges are not going to have any more overlays with them. They are overlay free. You're going to have to get universal overlay if you don't have a Cricut Expression 2. Because remember, the 2 has that little digital mat. But any other Cricut, you're going to need this. Well, if you have the Imagine, you don't need the overlay either. I forgot. I don't have my Imagine anymore, so I forget these things. But that's how it's going to be. So I really hope that that helped. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you again soon on joyslife.com. Bye!